Receiving what you asked for. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are reaching out to humanity for a connection that we want to feel, just as much as you are reaching out for a connection to us and all the other beings in the higher realms. We see you as our children, and we love you unconditionally. Therefore, there is nothing that any of you could ever do or say or believe that would keep us from loving you. Just imagine how much Source loves you and how free from judgment you all are. We are pointing this out because we want you all to deem yourselves worthy of receiving all that is coming to you from all of us in the higher realms. We want you to know that you don't have to earn it. You don't have to earn your place in the higher realms, and you don't have to earn what you ask for from us. We are happy to give and give and give some more. But we see many of you deflecting that which you have asked for, and some of you are just too busy with all that you think you have to do to sit back, relax, and receive that which you have asked for. So we invite you to take a few moments now and do so, because we are projecting so much love, so much energy, and so many downloads, and we would love to see more of you actually receiving what you are being sent. This is the time of the Divine Feminine. It is time for all of you to put down your tools, to set aside your practices, unless you really enjoy them, and just sit and let in that which is yours. It is yours because you are the creators of your reality, and it is yours because we love you so very much. We also want to see what you do with all that you've asked for. We are very curious about that. Acts of kindness and compassion. We have continued to find reasons to praise humanity. Everywhere we look, we see acts of kindness and compassion. We know that these are not the occurrences that you read about or that you see on the evening news, but as each act of kindness and compassion is felt in the human collective consciousness, you regain the momentum that you had when you were last feeling hopeful and optimistic about your journey as a species. We are happy to report that none of those feelings are in vain. In fact, you can tell by how you feel when you are engaged in some optimism that you are pointed in the right direction. You can tell that you are looking at what it serves you to be observing. Now, there is more to come to give you that warm-hearted feeling, as the tipping point that you reached in December of 2012 has now brought you to this place of knowing that you are ascending, knowing that the pieces will fall into place, knowing that things will get better and better as you come together and harmonize the collective. We know that you are putting your grudges and resentment aside because we can feel it, and we invite you to do the same. We invite you to tune yourselves to the heart of the human collective and to know that you are beating more as one than ever have before. We also invited you to feel how wonderful you feel when you engage in one of those acts of kindness, and when you feel that compassion that is such a part of the human experience. We invite you to feel what we feel and to know what we know, and when you do, you will harmonize more with us. You will harmonize more with what you are becoming. Earth and Arcturus. We have been waiting for the opportunity to share with you this particular transmission, and now is the perfect time because of the way that you have been accessing more of your Arcturian energy and DNA. This connection between our star system and your solar system is more extensive than you might think. We are a big part of the planning of the Earth experience, and when we say the pronoun we here, we are referring to the Arcturians, who at the time were a part of that process. The seeding of Earth was something that all of the star systems in the galaxy participated in. But there needed to be a setup, a story that would get you all to access the large range of emotions that you have access to on Earth, and so we came up with the story. We knew that in order for all of you to be able to access emotions related to immense trauma, you would need to experience the destruction of Lemuria and Atlantis. We knew that in order for you to experience great joy, there would have to be the presence of the fairies. And we knew that in order to experience unconditional love and forgiveness, you would have to have a group of beings that would be the perpetrators of the enslavement of humanity. So even though we have never played the villains in your story, we are still intricately tied to you and to the suffering that you have endured. And for that, we are very, very sorry. We want you to know, however, that the possibility for your ascension experience was much tied to your willingness to experience the tragedy and trauma that you have on planet Earth. And we also want you to know that we Arcturians have been with you every step of the way. We have been offering our love, our support, and our help in whatever way that we could since the beginning of life on planet Earth. Galactic history. We have noticed a trend upon your planet, and that trend is to look for reasons to not be in harmony with one another. This trend is not something that humanity came up with. You all took it in. Your prejudice, your bigotry, your xenophobia, and so many other habits that you've picked up have come from other parts of the galaxy. Earth was always meant to be extraordinarily diverse, especially in comparison to other planets in the galaxy. And with all of that conflicting energy that you have there on Earth, it was part of your destiny to be at each other's throats over little things like what country you were born in, or what color skin you have. Something as silly as the way you choose to connect with Source has become a huge polarizing and divisive issue. And it needn't be. If you think about it, how someone else chooses to make that connection has nothing to do with you. So there must be a bigger story here. And the bigger story is that all have long histories in the galaxy. You've had experiences in other star systems where extraterrestrials have invaded and taken over. You've seen planets destroyed over ideologies, and you've seen people taking their beliefs to such an extreme that they would participate in a genocide without blinking an eye. So that's the history that led up to the Earth experiment, and you all carry those memories in your cells, in your DNA, in the atoms that make up your physical bodies, and of course, whether you remember them or not, they are a part of your consciousness. Therefore, when you see something happening on your planet that makes you feel very depressed about the state of the human collective, please recognize that you took this on as a collective, and you took it on in order to heal it, in order to release it. You took it on because you knew that you would be ones to break the cycle, to release all this violence and hatred. In order to do that, you had to stir the pot up again first. But please believe us when we say that we know you will release all that is divisive, all that separates, and you will do it in this lifetime. And those of you who are aware of this transmission, you are the ones to lead this revolution. Many are watching you. We have enjoyed watching you grow and expand, and we are of course not the only ones who are watching and enjoying. Now, for some of you, this can feel a bit invasive, but we want to assure you that the function of all this watching is actually to serve many different purposes. Understand that the big picture here is to unify the galaxy and the universe to become one harmonious being, and in order to do that, we all need to know each other. In order to have compassion, we must understand where each other are coming from, and in order to help one another, we must know what the other needs. So as much as everyone enjoys privacy, please recognize that it is ultimately overrated and keeps this illusion of separation in the conscience of everyone who seeks it out. You have been made aware in recent years of how much spying goes on with the internet, with all the cameras that are now in place in your major cities. You also have satellites, drones, and other ways of observing one another. Now, as you know, not all the ones watching are benevolent beings, but all of the surveillance is helping humanity come to terms with the fact that you are being observed. And most of the beings who are observing you are doing so for the aforementioned reasons. We want to unify, and we want peace and harmony. We want to help. We also recognize that humanity has a lot to teach all of us because of the harsh conditions you have been living in for so long, and everything happens by agreement. So whether you realize it or not, you have given your consent, and all of the observing is resulting in some wonderful strides forward towards that big picture goal of unifying the galaxy and the universe. Timelines for open contact with ETs. We are in the process of reviewing the timelines that have recently been made themselves available to you, or to put it another way, you have made yourselves available to these timelines, and they are filled with more extraterrestrial contact, an extraterrestrial contact that will be opened all sooner than any other timeline that we have seen for you. This is a very good sign for humanity. You see, the type of extraterrestrial contact that you want will only happen when you're ready for it. So any indication that it is coming sooner, and this is one of those indicators, is a very good sign indeed. You have progressed so wonderfully, and we are eager to see the ways in which you take the next step forward. We cannot tell you what your future is because you keep changing, and as you change, so does your future. We can tell you that your future has been bright for quite some time, and the potential for an even brighter future coming, even sooner than experienced, has just occurred. We are very happy for humanity, and we will continue to watch over you and send you all the help that we can. But you need to celebrate all the little victories that come your way. You need to celebrate them because they are significant and because you have earned them. We also just enjoy watching you acknowledge yourselves for how far you've come. You will continue to have your challenges, of course, and the ETs are not coming to rescue you from yourselves. If that were the case, they would have come a long time ago. You are absolutely surprising us and other high-frequency beings who are keeping tabs on all of you, and that includes the physical extraterrestrial beings who will make that full, open contact with humanity. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you.